I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Hey everybody, it's Deanna, your Akashic record reader and spiritual mentor. And people come and see me so they can have their karma lifted, adjust their lifestyle, and live a better life. So if you're needing some help, then let's go ahead and see what's happening today. Let's do a little reading for the collective consciousness for the holidays because we have some wonderful energies coming up. Are you ready for this? We have a new moon in Sagittarius as of yesterday. And I don't know how many of you felt it, but myself, I personally felt like today was Friday the 13th. And why is that, you might ask? Well, because Mercury is in retrograde. And usually that's kind of a icky thing, and we're like, oh man, and the computer doesn't work, or the internet doesn't work, or you signed a contract and later you regret it, and all that other stuff. Let me tell you, because Mercury is in retrograde and the new moon is in Sagittarius, that changes things. And how many of us couldn't use some change? Woo! Yeah, baby. Okay, let me tell you why I'm so excited. Because today I experienced, even though today is 12/13/2023 and it's a Wednesday, I experienced a Friday the 13th. Why? Okay, here's the deal. If you are highly sensitive, if you're empathic, or you just happen to be crossing through here and you're like, who is this crazy person? You're probably meant to be right here to hear this today. So, hear what is happening, my peeps. Because the new moon is in Sagittarius, and there's some other things, but we just keep it light. What we have going on is we have an opportunity to leave old behavioral weirdo patterns behind, okay? Weird things that we've done in the past that maybe didn't give us the results we wanted, and we can leave those weird patterns behind now. And you know who you are. Those of you that keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, creating insanity, you know who you are. So this is that time. And so why is that important? Well, I am an Akashic Records reader. That means I read the energies right around in here in each person's energy field and the energies on the other side. So there's two levels of Akashic Records. One is right here, one's on the other side in the fourth dimension, heaven, home, whatever you want to call it. And so what happens is, since we are a physical being existing with a spiritual self that has all kinds of other things going on in other lifetimes and dimensions, and this one is by far the most exciting. The universe is watching us. We're in the most unique time ever for this planet Earth going forward. We're actually creating history as we go. Okay, this hasn't been pre-decided. Pre-decided was up into about 2000, and then after that, it's been woo ever since. Okay, and we've been seeing astrological alignments which shift the bio-electromagnetic frequency on the planet. So you are biological, electro, and magnetic, boop, as a human being on this planet. So your thoughts, feelings, and emotions that emanate from here attract things from out here. And so today, I was having some old patterns that I'm attempting to leave behind. I got a redecorated new office space, which I want to have an open house on soon. And yeah, still blank in the background here because kind of haven't decided what I want back there. So many choices. And so I've switched where I sit in my office and then where I do my other work, background work, putting things together and all that stuff. And so my behavior was to stack and pile things as I worked. I'm like a professor, I got all the paper stacked over here for this and paper stacked over here for that. And no. That's an old habit. And it's disorganized and dysfunctional. And when I want to find something, then I'm frustrated because I can't find it. So I invest all this time trying to find it when I could have been happy over here. Anybody else experiencing that? Is there anybody else experiencing that? If you are, raise your hand. Okay. So, what's happening is because these frequencies are changing. Oh, hang on one quick second. I'm having trouble with Instagram. I had a little bit of trouble with Instagram earlier today, and I was trying to figure out why, and I actually finally figured it out. And that's because my lovely phone decided it wanted to jump over to a different network, and it got permission. And when it did, it made everything go freaky. So if you were tuned in earlier today, oh, there it is, reconnecting. Okay, hi, welcome back, Instagram people. So if you connected in with me earlier today, that's why. And that's another kind of retrograde-y thing. My internet on my laptop and my phone decided it would reroute itself from the good 5G internet down to the stuff that's provided here where I have my office, and both of them went goodbye. Excuse me. So if you all saw that earlier, that's why. Anyway, okay, let's get on. This is so exciting. I want to keep this succinct, and I want to keep this tight and give you all some love tonight. So how many of you out there are feeling kind of off today, but it's a good off, like things are going to change, things are going to shift? Woo, woo, woo. Can I get some hearts up in here? Can I get some thumbs over here? Woo, woo. What? Wait, what? You're not feeling it? Okay. Then let's talk about how and what and where and when. Okay, here we go. Tips, hacks if you want. Okay. And like my little hat? Little Christmassy and a little pink. Okay, so we have a new moon in Sagittarius. Okay, that energy usually begins things and kind of stirs things up because it's new. And it's like, let's get on with the next phase of things. And then you got Mercury in retrograde, and it's like, let's back up a little bit because retrograde means to backwater. Okay, so what that means is things that you've been doing in your life, things you've been seeing in your life, things that you've been going forward with in your life that are off. It's time to backwater and get rid of that stuff, okay? And some of that stuff might be hanging on, you know? It's like, hey, come back, come back, come back. And and you're like, no, get away from me. No, I love my hair, so don't get away from me. But you know what I'm saying? So here's what's so beautiful about right here and right now. And there goes Instagram again. I don't know what is going on with my phone. I'm going to have to find out. Apparently it and Instagram don't like each other. This is the second time this has happened. I don't know. Maybe it's something in the bioelectromagnetic frequency. I can't even get this silly thing to stay on. So if you all will hang on with me a minute, this is real-time stuff. You want to see what retrograde does? It's this stuff. I'm beginning to wonder if there's a disembodied spirit in my office that cuts this off because there is nothing wrong with my phone. It's the latest, greatest, wonderful thing, and it's never had this problem. Okay, so we're going to talk about, we're going to add a title over here to New Moon in Sagittarius. All right. And then we're going to go back to this live. And I bet you my Instagram peeps are going to think I'm crazy. Anyways, welcome to Retrograde, right? Okay, we're back. Okay, we're talking about the new moon in Sagittarius and Mercury in retrograde, and hopefully Instagram, whatever entities over here that's messing with you all and not letting you stay on with me will go away. So just tell them go away because I know you all are tired of getting kicked off. Okay, so I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Jingle bells, jingle bells. How you know it's not AI and it's really me. Okay, so here we go. So what's happening is, with these energies the way they are adjusting our frequency to let go and leave behind weird patterns. So let's think about it. Our lives were going along, and we're all happy and fine, and got things where we wanted them, and then boom, COVID hit. Well, that was about the same time we had some different alignments of the planets we hadn't seen in hundreds of years, 400 years, 500 years, and they were just boom, 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 like popcorn all over the place. And then I think it was about 3 weeks ago, the alignment of the planets was about like what it was 1,000 years ago. So this is just a lot of evolutionary energy shifting the planet. We've had a lot of tectonic plates shifting. We're seeing volcanoes, and we're seeing earthquakes, and the Earth's tilted a little bit, and time is changing. All that science stuff, no woo-woo, okay? And so we know, if we think about it really, really super hard, for those of us that were, in a Christian church, those of us that read the Bible, there's different books, there's the Bhagavad Gita, and there's the Kabbalah, and I don't remember them all, don't mean to leave any out. But all of them have a different story about things happen. And the Christian Bible, if you look at that one, how did they find Jesus? Oh, you said a star in the sky? Yeah, that's a little bit of astrology, okay? So they just didn't write all that in there, but there was a migration of the planets that marked the beginning of a new age, okay? So just kind of fascinating that, no? Anyways, back to where we are here now. So this alignment of the planets that we have is asking us to shift our old behavioral patterns. And that's why I think I had a Friday the 13th on Tuesday the 13th, because a lot of behavioral patterns that I've been working on releasing just hit the poo-poo today. Like I said, I'm having my office redone. It's just gorgeous. I can't wait to have an open house. And it's getting me to put things where they belong instead of like my professorial self where I just stacked papers everywhere and didn't know where anything was because I was ADD and just all over the place. And that just wastes time, and then you don't get anything done, right? So my weird behavior was putting things where it was confusing so I could keep myself frustrated and not really go down the avenue that I desired, which was to serve all of you in a bigger way. Now, if that makes sense, can you give me a thumbs up or give me a heart over here on Instagram? Okay. The second thing about the new moon in Sagittarius and Mercury in retrograde is it is asking us to release the imprints of old karma, or listen closely, old curses. And you're like, what? What did you say, Deanna? Curse? Am I cursed? Am I cursed? No. What the deal is we have been working on a lot this year of releasing old family garbage, inheritance, lineage stuff. How many of you out there were raised in an alcoholic, workaholic, narcissistic family? And it's just very dysfunctional, right? How many? And so here we come into this generation, and if you're a little bit older like me, you're like, oh yeah, this doesn't work for me. But you had it all programmed into your head of what to do, when to do, how to do it, what's socially correct, what isn't correct, and how to fit in this box. And here we came, woohoo! I'm a hippie from the 60s, and I'm peace, love, and joy, and I'm an empath here to spread the light, and nobody knows it. Ugh. And so now we feel that in ourselves, and we're like, yes, 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 this is my time. Wait a minute, I have to still fit in this box. I don't like this box. How do I get rid of this box? How do I get rid of this box? Is anybody feeling like that, or is it just me? Can you put something down here in the comments that's saying that you're understanding where I'm going, and don't worry, we've only been on about 13 minutes, a little bit less over here, and I'm going to do some readings tonight for you. But please let me know you know where we're at, because this is so super important. This message is important because what's happening right now is the energies for the new moon in Sag and Mercury in retrograde are helping us to let go of these weird patterns and to leave the past behind and create the best life now. Ooh, thank you, Dana. She says, I can relate. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Gen X. I love it. And some of the baby boomers too. All right. Anyway, so what's happening is that these energies are supporting us shifting into a new reality. Okay? How many of you out there could use a brand new reality? Okay, so I'm going to be funny. We had COVID, everything was all good. Some people, still hadn't answered their calling and shed their family poop. So then we got put in an energetic girdle called COVID, when things are popping out this way and that. Then it relaxes a little bit. And now here we are. And it's time for us to raise our frequency, to be lighter, to be happier, to manifest what we want. In case you've never heard of it, there are cycles of financial endeavors, okay? Just like we have seasons, summer, winter, spring, fall. I found out recently that money goes in similar cycles. And we're in a winter cycle right now, so it's going to be tough. So tough people are now showing up. And to show up, we got to shed the poop. And that's where I'm going to get back to talking about curses. So right now, we are in the ideal energy to release old karma or family curses. Family curses are, you ready? I'm not good enough. Well, grandma did it this way, so you got to do it this way too. Or how about you need to buck up? Don't talk about that. You wear your heart on your sleeve. Nobody wants to hear what you have to say. How many of you like that, right? Do, 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 right? I saw balloons over here on Instagram. Thank you for that. And so we're stuck with all these energies, and we're like, okay, what do I do with this now? Well, perfect time. So here's what you do. You meditate or journal or talk to yourself, and you say, okay, this is the weird behavior I have. I don't like it so much. Where did it come from? Ask your guides, your higher self, where did this come from? Or look in your family dynamic to see where that pattern was before. You're not blaming them, you're not shaming them, but you learned it from somewhere, because the vibration of the parents came to you, and it's going to go past you until somebody recognizes it and does something about it. So congratulations, this is an early Christmas present. It is so easy. I worked with one man, and he had heart issues. I was talking about this earlier today. He had heart issues, and he was following doctor's orders and nutrition and all that, but his heart is weak, and he doesn't want to go on like that. Well, when I worked with him, I found out that there were family hexes, family curses, not in the form that somebody said, your family will always have weak heart, but the curse was, you're not good enough to deserve love. And so this man from a child was raised thinking that if he was just better, that he would receive the love he wanted so desperately. The man's in his 70s, and he's been wanting love a long time. So when you grow up in a household where you didn't receive much love, and you don't know what that feels like, you're willing to take little breadcrumbs. Guess who you're going to marry? Not the fairy godmother of love, but the breadcrumber. Can I get an amen? A hallelujah? Do you identify with this? Am I out here alone in my Santa hat in my red colored shirt that doesn't match? Am I good? So when you grow up like that, that is a hex or a curse, because your energy picked up the frequency of your parents. We're not blaming them. We're just saying that's the frequency. And that vibration became part of your cells. It got programmed into your mind, because that's how our human minds work. Monkey see, monkey do, monkey feel. And you're attempting to shed all that to be of the light and to serve others. Whether you sit out here in public or you're at home praying, clearing energies, whatever it is you do. You cannot do the dance if you're all way down. So get a hold of those patterns, identify them, and start working through them. I'd like it if we could just rip them out one and done, Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. There's another practitioner I know, and she just talks people through clearing energies, and she thinks that that's done. Well, it clears the energy, but the person doesn't know what to do with themselves after that. So what happens? They go back because the universe doesn't like vacuum. You ever tried to quit a habit? Really hard unless you have something to replace it. Hopefully a good habit. Okay. New moon in Sag. We have got leaving behind old weird patterns that aren't serving us. We have getting rid of family hexes, curses, that kind of thing. And then we get to write a better story going forward in 2024. Woo! Bring the confetti! But can you imagine having a fantastic year no matter what you see going on around you? There's going to be a lot of stuff, don't get me wrong, because, presidential election and, politics and blah, 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 and all that other stuff coming up. But your life, if you get a hold of it right now and put that trajectory out there of what you desire and you take steps towards it, you're going to have a hallelujah new year. And I just lost Instagram again. Poor Instagram. I got to figure out what's going on with this phone and Instagram. Anyway, so what I'm telling you is that not only is it numerically lined up, but it's also lined up that as long as you stay in this position of the light as time goes along, and you're lined up with your trajectory, and you're asking the divine to fulfill that, and you're fulfilling light, you're going to get it. Because check this out. It's going to be 2024. Okay, 2024. And that's a lot of twos. And twos are the ideal place to be because there's always two choices. Not too confusing, it's just two choices. Two things to look at, narrow is the way. Super exciting. Okay, I'm going to read the comments. Thank you so much, and I'm so sorry, my Instagram peeps. I got to find out what's happening over there. Anyway, must be that dark demon doesn't want somebody on Instagram to see the light message, so I'll have to share that later. We're going to see what we can do to get our opposite direction going from the negative into the positive. That's what this retrograde's about. Let's have a look at the comments, and I'm going to do some readings for the collective consciousness, and I'm going to invite you tomorrow, Thursday, at forheavensake.com. Go to practitioners, go to Deanna. That's me, Deanna, Akashic Records reader, shifter of energies, right? Help you diffuse these things if you can't. If you've got a family curse or hex and you're like, I don't know what it is, and I don't know how to get rid of it, come see me, we'll do it, and I'll give you some directions on how to walk forward. And if you have deceased loved ones that you're missing this holiday season, I can talk to them too, no problem. Sometimes, a mother and a daughter will come and talk to a deceased loved one, a dad or something. So I'm more than happy to help you with that. Because I know that's a thing this time of year. Okay. So anyway, spiritual seekers that desire to be more of the light, that want to get rid of all this weird energy, that want to feel more solid and more secure within themselves, that's the people that come see me, and they hire me to help them do that. And not only do I transmute that energy for them and clean them up, but I give them tools to walk forward. So if that's the kind of help you're wanting, let me know, and we'll get that going, especially with the holiday season. Please don't stay at home and just be locked up on electronic world trying to feel better, because you can dead scroll all day long for hours and you're never going to find anything to make you feel better because you're looking in the wrong spot. Want to know where the right spot is? Do you want to know where I hid that right spot? It's right under, no, just kidding. It's here. It's in your heart and your relationship to the divine. That's where the right place to look is. Okay? Earth Mother helps a lot too. We won't forget her if she supports us every single day. All right, so I'm going to put these cards down, see what questions we've got. Looks like Nicole says hello. Hello, Nicole. I'm going to make an appointment with you. So exciting. Yes, Nicole, that's exciting. Make sure you bring all of your questions with you. Some folks say you have to have questions. No, you don't have to have questions. But if you have questions, you can get things answered. Yes, Darlene said she was feeling off too. That's why. Okay, Darlene, bring it back around. Get rid of all the other stuff you don't need. And then Treva, hey, Treva, good evening to you too, my dear. And Tony Burkhart. Hello, Tony, darling. I hope you're having a good evening too. Dana, I'm glad you could relate. Thank you for supporting me like that because, I want to make sure I'm not the only one, feeling this way. All right. And Treva, Generation X. Yep. Darlene, she says, I am in a pit, Sagittarius here. Okay, Darlene, I'm so sorry you're in a pit. It's not meant for you to be there. So these new moon energies are going to lift you up and out. So what I'm going to ask you to do is make a list of all the things that have got you in this pit. And if you don't even know where to look first, one of my other clients, I told her she's like a plant in a pot and I need to pull her up. Get her out of that pot. So, Darlene, make an appointment to come see me half hour. Maybe we'll talk about it because there's so much going on. There's so many things that you can take off so quickly with the way these energies are. It's amazing. It's a supersize, if you will. Let's see. And then Travis says, we are the light. You're rocking that. That's right. And oh, thank you for the amen, Dana. That's awesome. Let's see. Travis says, my late husband on the day of his death said, well, I guess she really does love me. Wow. That's a lot to leave behind with somebody. All right. Trev, I'm glad you're ready. And I'm glad you broke the generational curses for your kids. I totally get that. That's what I'm working on now, is breaking that generational curse for my daughter and my cousins too, because I want to include them in that. All right. So I'm going to do a really quick reading for the collective consciousness for the week of 12/13/2023, which it is today. And we're going to take that all the way to the 20th. Okay, that's going to be a week from today of things to look for. Remember to breathe and stay hydrated. If you're shopping, take a water bottle with you, okay? Remember to stay hydrated. You've got to stay hydrated. That is essential. Absolutely essential. All right. And for those of you that are looking for a nifty, cool gift, and you're like, okay, I got to buy for so-and-so, or you don't know what to get them, please remember that for heaven's sake, we have all kinds of cool things. And they have stones that you can carry in your pocket to diffuse negative energy, depression, myself. I got a couple here that I just love, love, love. And I've got this stone here and this stone here. And during the holidays, I'll carry them in my pocket because they help me to diffuse and dissolve all kinds of negative energy. So that's a good thing to do. Okay, let's wrap it up here. If you got any questions, go ahead and put them down below. Otherwise, we're going to do the past, present, and future. Interesting card. This is the past. So we did last week. So going into like last week, 7 days ago, we were in some peace. So that means we were in between the energy shifts, the frequency shifts, and you were finding some peace. That's good. Then the next card I have is time for a nap. That's the present. Okay. So what were we talking about? With the new moon in Sag and Mercury in retrograde, it's time to backwater. It's time to backwater away from the things that you've been hitting your face against. I was talking about earlier today, for those of us that are old school, we used to have wind-up toys on the side. I think they still have them for cats and dogs, and they have 2 feet on the bottom, and you wind them, and it just goes like this. And so the little wind-up toy, if it hits a wall, it just keeps hitting that wall until it is exhausted, because it doesn't know how to go away. So this is the time for us to backwater from the negative energy, from whatever we've been trying to bump up against. If it isn't working, you're not a wind-up toy, back up. So take a nap, take a rest from the things that are not honoring you. Take a rest from the things that aren't honoring you, that aren't good for you, that don't make any sense. Back up. It's even got this moon as cues, even has a fox in it. And the wisdom of the fox would tell you when it's time to do things and when it's not. They don't go hunting when it's not time. And with these beautiful energies, here's our future. Couldn't pick this better myself, a leg up. We're all receiving energetic legs up to get rid of family hexes, curses, to get rid of behavioral patterns that are weirdo, that we don't like so much anymore, and to write out our new future, starting right now. So whatever you'd like to have in your new future, write it out in as much detail as you can, please. Okay? And then step by step, you'll get there. If you need help, let me know. Because sometimes we say, oh, I want to win the lottery. Well, great. What steps are you taking to win that lottery? Are you changing what's in here so you can change your magnetic quality and bring in more abundant feelings so the universe has to match that? Are you desiring better health? Just don't like the way you feel, or maybe you feel like you have too much weight, or you're not sleeping well. What steps are you going to take towards that? Be specific. Make tangible goals that you can move towards easily, because you got to have some wins, because if you don't, you're going to give up. So that's it for this evening, and I really appreciate each and every one of you. Big hugs and kisses. And if you need some help during the holidays, please reach out, because a lot of times as sensitives, we do feel the collective consciousness, and we might feel the weight of the depression or the anxiety. So much of that going on, and as a highly sensitive person, we want to, kind of pull in like this. And my suggestion is to bring in divine love, bring in the energy of the planet, and shoot it out as much as you can. Not only will it take the negative juju out of here, because you're shining that light, but it'll send it out to others, and you'll bless so many other people. Tomorrow is Thursday, or if you're watching this on Thursday, today is 12/13/2023. My name is Deanna, and I am an Akashic Records reader at For Heaven's Sake on Thursdays. And I can't wait to meet you. So get an appointment quickly before they all fill up. You go to the bookstore, forheavensake.com, click on practitioners, click on Denver, or it'll look like my schedule's all full. Click on Deanna in Denver. Okay, and get on there. And in the morning, if you're watching this after 10 in the morning, just call the store and they'll put you right on there. In the meantime, zippity-doo-dah. Oh, no, wait, that's not the right one. Happy New Year, happy holidays. No, that's not it either. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Anyway, love you all so much, and it's good to see you here this evening, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Are there in-person only sessions? Yes, they are in. Oh, sorry, Rhea. She wants to know if they're in person only because I'm down in Denver. So thank you, Rhea. I'm glad you asked me that before. No, you can call the store, or you can go and get on the schedule. And in the notes, just put that you would like me to Zoom you. And if you give your email address, I can send you a Zoom link so we can see each other and interact with each other live during the session. If you don't have Zoom, we can get on the phone and talk to each other. So no, you don't have to just be in person with me. And thank you so much for that question, because I forgot to tell you all that, and we'll work it out whatever way works best for you. I prefer Zoom, but I can do phone too. All right. Have a great and wonderful night. Mwah. Big hugs and kisses.